All right, guys. Well, my name is Danielle Mitchell, and I am an Optavia coach. I've been coaching for 3 years. I started coaching 4 weeks into program. So I had not met my goal weight when I started coaching, but I had friends and family wanting to know what the heck I was doing because the weight was melting off and they could tell, and that's exactly what's going to happen to you. So when that happens to you, your friends and family, go ahead and say, I'm working with my health coach, whoever that might be, and start a 3-way messenger text. And that coach, your coach, can get them, teach them everything they need to know so that you don't have to worry about all that. Okay, because people will ask. That is a side effect of what we do, because you're going to start melting away. All right. Like I said, I've been coaching for 3 years. I lost 30 pounds in 3.5 months, and that was in 2020. So I started right before the pandemic happened. And I worked as a registered dietitian for 22 years, and I helped people in the clinical setting. And 1.5 years into coaching, I was able to leave that full-time position as a registered dietitian because I had so many people that wanted to get healthy. And that is my passion, is helping people get healthy. So I was able to replace that income. And now I work from a home office, and I work this as well as being a mom to a 7-year-old and a 19-year-old and a wife. So it's tons of fun. The program is amazing. It's going to change your life. But I know the night before how nervous I was. And I know that's what you guys are experiencing too. So tomorrow is the big day for most of you. Is everybody here starting tomorrow? Okay, great. Let's go over everything that we need to know to get you moving in the right step. So the goal of the program that you're on, well, most of you, is everybody on the 5-in-1 program? Do you guys know if it's called the 5-in-1? Okay, because we do have different ones, but the goal of that program is to get your body into fat burn. What that means is you're going to start utilizing those fat stores for energy. That's how the weight just melts off. So it's going to look a little different than the traditional Weight Watchers or calories in versus calories out, things like that, that you may be accustomed to. So the program has got to be followed 100% exactly for this to occur. Okay. For every pound of body fat that you're carrying, there's 3,500 calories in that. So we have to dig into those fat stores for energy. And this is how we're going to do that. Now, everything that you're going to be consuming from day to day on the 5-in-1 is going to give you everything that the body needs to stay healthy. You're going to have all the vitamins and minerals that your body needs. The 15 essential vitamins and minerals that the body needs. You will be getting that in your Optavia Fuelings. You're going to be getting adequate protein, adequate carbs, and adequate calories for fat burn. So this is a foolproof plan. Like, it works for everybody that does it if it's followed 100% accurately. Okay, so that's the goal this week, is to learn the plan, follow it precisely, and get into fat burn. So some of the benefits of being in fat burn are increased energy. And I don't know about you, but we could all use a little increased energy, right? I was really struggling with that before I found the program. Sleeping better. I don't know about you, but sometimes our sleep is affected as we get older, and it can cause some struggles in life. So fat burn has been shown to promote better sleep, better quality sleep. Those hunger cravings. So those cravings for sugar, that was my worst, with sugar. But anytime you smelled like a smell, it's like you just had to have that food, right? Or if you saw a commercial on the TV, you just started craving those foods. That goes away in fat burn. So that's awesome. And then, like I said, the weight just melts off. And that's probably why most of us are here right now, is to get healthier with some weight loss. All right. So we have to follow these guidelines 100%. And I'm not trying to be like a stickler or anything, but I just know that if we do make off-plan choices, we're not going to have those results that you're wanting. So I always ask my clients to commit to 30 days all in. Like, we're going to do this all in and see what happens. And that's what I'm going to ask of you guys. So the first guideline is to eat within an hour of waking up. So if you get up at 6, by 7, you need to have started eating something. Okay. Typically what I do is I'm a coffee drinker. I love my shake, the vanilla shake in my coffee. So that would be my first fueling. Because it's a packet, I just use it like creamer. And then you're going to eat every 2 to 3 hours after that. It doesn't have to be precisely 2 or precisely 3, just somewhere in that range. And we're going to set timers on your phone if you need to. I remember saying, I don't think I need a timer. I never forget to eat, right? You don't have to worry. I told my coach, you don't have to worry about me forgetting to eat. That's the problem. Well, I promise you, a weekend, you're going to forget to eat. I remember making my fueling at work. I had a waffle iron at my desk, those little mini dashes. If you don't know what that is, ask your coach, because you're going to want one. And I had the mashed potatoes in there to make mashed potato cakes, and I forgot about it. And I remember looking at it and showing it to my office mate, and it was burnt up crisp because I just forgot to eat. So it will happen to you. So I promise you, some people like to use their phone for reminders. I love the EatWise app. It's a free app, and I just put it down there in the chat. And it will remind you to eat. So you can set that to go off every 2.5 hours. So when you go in and you say at 6 a.m., I started my coffee. So you eat at 6 a.m. At 8:30, it's going to ding. And if you wear a watch, it'll go through your watch, your Apple Watch. So, and I just love it. And I still use it today, 3 years later. All right. So we got to make sure we're drinking water, guys, at least 64 ounces. So, some of you, that's probably not going to be a problem, but some of you guys, it might be a little bit of a problem. So go ahead and pre-plan your day. If you have like a 30 ounce, like what I did is like, I know how much my cup holds, so I could visualize what I needed for the day. I knew that I wanted 3 of these a day, so I would put 3 hair ties on this. And so after I drank 1 cup, I would take 1 hair tie off, so I knew I had 2 more to drink. So that's just what works for me. I'm a visual person. So if you need those reminders, you can find those like water bottles that, tells you how much you've already drank. So there's all kinds of fun stuff, but you got to have your water. You're going to lose way more weight if you drink the water. It's scientific proof, and it speeds up your metabolism. And so I know we all need a little help with that metabolism. So eating within an hour of waking up and getting that water in are 2 wins that are going to get that metabolism moving. All right. Guideline number 3 is eat 5 fuelings a day. So when you got your kit, it's a little overwhelming, but everything in your box is a fueling. They're interchangeable. Therefore, if you wanted to have 5 brownies tomorrow, you could. And it's been done. And I'm not going to say I haven't done that, but you can do that. You can pick and choose however you want to plan your day. Whatever fuelings you want, you get to choose. So anything in there is interchangeable. I don't recommend more than 2 bars a day, because one of the side effects is you could become gassy, and that's the probiotics, especially if your body's unhealthy like mine was. And when we start putting healthy things into our body, the GI system. gets a little gassy. So I would recommend no more than 2 bars a day. All right. Guideline number 4 is we're going to do everything possible not to go longer than 3 hours while awake without eating something. Now, when we're sleeping, we can't, but awake. I know things happen. Appointments happen. It's not going to be the end all be all if it's past 3 hours, but don't make it a everyday thing. So we don't want to go longer than 3 hours while awake without having a fueling or your lean and green. All right. Guideline number 5 is we have to get all of our lean and green in the appropriate amount of weighed protein. So do you have your scales to weigh your meat and your weighed? I like my clients to weigh their vegetables. And I'll talk about why I do that in just a minute. But you're going to make sure that you're weighing your food. Now, I do want you do have homework that first week. So you may want to make a note of this. You're going to take a picture of that lean and green meal that you're preparing on your own, where you're learning how to prepare healthy food. And you're going to snap a picture and send it over to your coach every night. So we can make sure that you're understanding the lean and green, because everything else is pretty much done for you. That's the only piece of it that you have to do on your own. All right. So let's go to our guide, and this little guidebook is going to be your best friend. I used mine pretty religiously for the first 30 days. There's a little journal in here, and I would write down my fuelings in my journal. Some people we have an Optavia app that you can also track your fuelings and your lean and green on too. But I'm old school pen paper person. And so I enjoy the actual booklet. All right, so on page 17 and 18. All right, do y'all see that there's 3 different categories for your lean meats? Okay. Your meat is broken down into 3 different categories, and you get to choose from any of those categories. So say that you decided that tomorrow you were going to have a grilled chicken breast. Where would that fall under? What category? Can somebody come off mute and tell me? Samantha, you said too, the leaner. Yep. So there's lean, leaner, and then the leanest. Your chicken breast, as you can see, falls in that leaner category. So what that means is you get 6 ounces. If you've never measured 6 ounces after it's cooked, it's a lot of food. It's like a double serving of what you would get in a restaurant of chicken. So you would weigh that after it's cooked, and you would make sure that you have 6 ounces on your plate. Okay. All right. In addition to that, you're going to add in 1 serving of healthy fat, 1 fat. So you could cook it in olive oil. You could, if you did a salad, your salad dressing could be your fat. Avocado is a healthy fat. It's on your list. So there's lots of different options that you can use to get your healthy fat in, but you have to get that in. All right. If you were to say tomorrow you're going to do shrimp, you're going to get 7 ounces of shrimp. That's a lot of shrimp. So if you're cooking for more than 1, you're going to need to get a couple bags. It's a lot. Now, shrimp is one of the leanest categories. You're going to get 7 ounces weighed, but you're going to make sure and put in 2 additional fats somewhere. So you can cook it in a fat, and then you could put a fat on your vegetables. So you got to get those in. And then if you're going to choose like a pork chop, that would be in the lean category. So you would only weigh out 5 ounces. And then you don't need any additional fat for the day because it's already in your meat. Everybody good with that? All right. So just note again, it's so important that we weigh our meat after it's cooked so that you're getting enough. And I say this and I stress this because I wanted to make sure that you guys are getting enough and getting everything that your body needs. All right. Let's talk about fat just a little bit more. So as you carry down the page, you're going to see that list of suggested healthy fats. You guys see that? Olive oil, low carb salad dressings, black or green olives, avocado. Okay. Plus your coach has sent you a list of an expanded list of healthy fats. So there's so many more that you can choose from. Okay. Those lists that your coach sent you, what I do that works for me is I printed that off and I keep it in a file folder in my kitchen. And still to this day, I use it. So if you have a printer, do that. If you have a local printing company, they can print that off for you. Okay, let's talk about them vegetables. You get 3 servings of vegetables a day. Typically, the serving size is going to be a half a cup, except for like your leafy greens, your spinach greens, your romaine lettuces, your iceberg lettuces, things like that. Then the serving size is a whole cup. So let me ask you guys, have you ever tried to measure salad in a measuring cup? Yeah. You're not going to get a great measure there. So my clients weigh those just like they do their meat. Your coach sent you we call it our vegetable conversion guide. And it's amazing. And I keep that printed off in my kitchen too, because it's going to tell you what lettuce, like say you picked endive lettuce. I think that's right, endive. It's going to tell you what it would weigh in grams or ounces. So whichever one your scale does, it's going to tell you what 1 serving would weigh. It's going to tell you what your green beans canned and cooked would weigh. It's going to tell you what your fresh green beans would weigh if you even ate them raw. So go in there and make sure you have that. You're going to get 3 vegetables a day with that in addition to your lean meat. Now, I will note, you will want to avoid peas, corn, Brussels sprouts, edamame beans, potatoes, and onions. These foods are very healthy. However, they have too many carbs in them and they will throw you out of fat burn. So we can reintroduce these foods. They're not a no food forever. We will reintroduce these foods when we transition you. So once you meet that goal weight, then we're going to start adding some of these foods back in. So it's not forever. It's just a short period of time. Okay. All right. Let me think. There was something else I wanted to say about vegetables, but I went blank. Oh, onions you can use to season. 1 tablespoon is a condiment, and we haven't talked about condiments yet, but they're coming up. You get 3 condiments per day. You don't have to have condiments, but they're optional. So if you need them, use them. In the guidebook, there's a limited amount listed, but your coach sent you an expanded list of condiments. That's way more that you can choose from. Always want to reiterate, if it's not in the guidebook or if it's not on the list, then it's not on program, not on the 5-in-1. Because you're going to go on the internet and you're going to see all kinds of stuff. And if you're not sure, Hello.
I'm sorry.
If
Hey,
you're
it's
not,
me, Mel. I got a
yes,
question for you. Are
yes.
carrots allowed?
Carrots, no.
You didn't mention those, I don't think, unless I missed it. I didn't think so. I just wanted to say that. Now, the expanded condiment list that you're talking about and those kind of things, if we sent our clients the link to the hub, they can find those themselves. Is that correct? Is that right? To use OptaHub, that's what I always do. But I mean, I've not really ever sent an expanded list. I just send them the link for that.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay.
They can find them on the OptaHub. Is that correct? The
Yes.
expanded list of all that stuff. I just want to make sure because that's basically how Emily had kind of trained me to do it. So, but I'll send that list out too, Gina. I can do that too. Sorry. Thank you.
No, that's a great question. We do have a resource. It's a new resource, and you can tell I'm an old coach. But we have something called OptaHub. And I hope that I put that in here right. OptaHub.com.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, great.
Right?
I just want. Yes, that is not. That's what I send to my customers. But still, I mean, I'll be happy to send the link out or whatever. So you get moving. I'm sorry. Thank you.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Good. Appreciate it. Thanks, Danielle.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. We do, and I will send that link to my my clients because I haven't sent that yet, but that's a great reminder. We do have this awesome website that's got all these lists on it for you, and it's called OptaHub.
Right. I just wanted to make sure I was doing it the right way. Okay.
You sure are. Absolutely.
You know, Emily's cutting edge. You know how she is.
She is, girl. I know. I'm so glad that she is my coach. She keeps me on top of things.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So, so the 3 condiments. Okay. When you're doing your condiments, don't get too hung up on the seasonings. Okay. Like your salt and your pepper and your garlic powders and your onion powders. That is all on those lists, but don't get so hung up on that. The ones I want you all to be careful about is like your sugar-free ketchup. Because I mean, even just 1 tablespoon has 1 gram of carb. So you got to measure those out. Your almond milk, unsweet almond milk, a whole cup is a condiment. So if you use any of those sugar-free sweeteners for your coffees, like skinny syrups, 1 tablespoon is a condiment. So you can see how these could add up if you're consuming those throughout the day. So just take a look at those. Always look, especially if you're not sure about your seasonings. Like some seasonings do have sugar in them. Like your meat, a lot of your meat seasonings, you know, mesquite, things like that might have some sugar in there. So I would look at the label and make sure that there's 0 sugar under, you know, or carbs. If you're not sure, just ask your coach and they can guide you in the right direction. All right. And the reason why we have to be this particular, again, is because we're trying to get the body into fat burn. And we're already providing everything on the 5-in-1 is the perfect system to get your body into fat burn. If we start adding in carbs, it could throw the body out. And so we might still lose weight, but it's going to be a lot slower. And y'all want that weight to melt off, right? Quickly. And it will do that if the plan is followed precisely. Okay. So you also can have an optional snack a day. So we do give you that. It's not necessary, like you don't have to have it, but these first 3 to 4 days, you're probably going to want them. Okay. Because those hunger cravings haven't just gone away yet. It's when you get into fat burn, those hunger cravings go away. So there is a list of snacks that you can choose from. All right. Any questions so far? I know that's a lot of information. Your coach is going to be connecting with you once a day, the first 4 days. that's your time to say, I'm struggling with this. I don't even know how to use a scale. It's okay. We all have to start somewhere. I don't know how to measure my condiments. I'm confused. It's all okay. We'll work you through it all. So tonight you do have some homework. You're going to take your measurements. Do y'all have somebody that can help you with that? You're going to want to get a, I don't know where mine is, but like a soft measuring tape. And you're going to write down the acronym WATCH. Right. Perfect. Thank you, Samantha. The acronym WATCH stands for W is your waist. So you're going to take your waist about an inch above your belly button. You're going to write that down. You're going to write down your arm. And go ahead and do both if you want, because some arms are different sizes. T is your thighs. C is your chest. And H are your hips. You're going to be amazed at those numbers in a month. Like when we compare where you start to where you are going to be melting. I just had somebody send me their 2 weeks and she's shrinking so quickly. All right, so you're going to do that. You're going to take your before picture. I recommend to take this in something a little snug, nothing real big. Avoid black if possible, but take your picture in something that you wouldn't mind sharing with a friend later or showing someone else in a, to compare. Because you may think you would never show somebody your before, but when you see your after, you might decide that you want to show your friend, like, look what I did. And I didn't really share a whole lot at first, but I took that before picture and it's still in my life book. I printed it out and I go back to that picture when I feel discouraged or if I feel this is hard, to remind me how far I've come. So take those before pictures. And then I want you to get real serious about why you're doing this, why you decided to do this. You've probably got a pretty good why, a pretty big why in there. And you need to write that down. And I want you to put it on your mirror in your bathroom. I want that to be the first thing that you see when you wake up. I want you to, if you need to put it on your refrigerator. Why are you doing this? So when you get up in the morning, after you use the bathroom, then you're going to step on your scale. And you're going to send that weight over to your coach. Because we're your accountability partners. And that we're here for you. So when your coach reaches out to you, answer the phone. We've been right where you are, and we're here to help you every step of the way. Okay. Any questions? All right. Well, I do want to make sure that you're all aware that there is a business opportunity that is attached to the program that you're doing. So I don't know if you will ever consider thinking about this as a side hustle like I did, but you might. I remember I couldn't even afford my first box. There's a lot of people out there that felt the same way that I did. I used my Christmas money to do this. I felt so good that I knew I had to continue. that I finally found a program that worked. And so I decided to coach my mom and my sister. That really helped with the cost. And then it just, escalated from there. So just always know that there is a business opportunity, and we do coach not just healthy body and healthy mindset, but we coach healthy finances as well. All right. Well, we're so excited, guys. All right. If y'all don't have any questions, then we're free to go, and we will be, your coaches will be connecting with you in the morning. Good night, guys. Samantha, if you want to stay on, I can answer that question. All right. So Samantha's question was about caffeine. She's concerned that she might have a caffeine headache. And you probably will have a headache come day 2 or 3. I'm not going to lie. It's just the body getting into fat burn. Coffee is fine. There's no limit really. We do, like anybody, we wouldn't recommend it afternoon if it keeps you up at night, but it's not going to affect the fat burn. We allow one like diet soda a day. So if you need a Diet Coke or something like that, that would be okay too. Otherwise, we're going to push through, because on day 4 or 5, when we're in the fat burn, you're going to feel so much better.
What about black tea?
Perfect.
Okay.
Yep. Just be careful of anything that you put in your drinks. That would be the thing. If it's Sweet and Low or Splenda, 1 packet is a condiment. Okay. All right.
Perfect.
All right. Brent, do you have anything? All right. Well, you're in good hands. I love your coach, Deb. She's a doll. And all right, guys. Good night.
Night.